Welcome everyone, explosion time. Arthur Bablis here. Let me get in the house. It is that time. It is that evening, Monday evening. What date is it? It's the 5th of June. We're in the halfway through the year. And it's time for MBX Insights, their interview series. And boy, have I got something exciting for you tonight. I've got someone I'm going to be talking to. And we're going to have an awesome conversation. Yeah, this was last minute planned, this interview series, or the tonight's conversation. And we'll just see what's going to come up in the conversation, because sitting back, we've had a huge weekend. We've had a huge day where we're planning for an upcoming training which is coming up, which I'm going to tell you about. And we didn't have an interview planned for today. And I thought, why don't I just get on myself and have a chat with myself? When I get on and just do a podcast, a video cast, just come here live and just have a chat about some things which are on my mind, some things that we've been doing, and maybe have a chat with you guys. If you're watching live, let me know you're watching live, where you're watching from. That's going to help this get around to everyone. And if you've got any questions, just let me know. I mean, we're streaming everywhere. We're streaming here in my Facebook Live, in my personal profile. So, everyone who's a friend, a family, have been following me here, I want to say thank you, supporting, coming to you. This is more a generic conversation that we're going to be having today. I'm also streaming in my Facebook group, the Aligned Modern Day Practitioner. I'm streaming to LinkedIn, I'm streaming to YouTube, I'm streaming to I don't know where else I'm streaming. I'm streaming to my business page. We just want to get this message out. So wherever you're watching from, I want you to let me know. Send me a hi that you're listening. And if anything that we share with you today lands, has an impact, let me know. Because really, that's why we do what we do, guys. For 27 years, we've been in this field of complementary medicine, human potential, personal, human performance, personal development, complementary medicine, helping people to be able to live better quality lives. Learning all these wonderful modalities, going on the journey myself, and really, that's the lesson I want to share with you tonight about the journey. And just let go of all expectations, let go of any attachments, let go of what you're hoping to happen. I mean, have a desire, put something out there in the future in terms of focusing what you want, but then let it go, because the destination is not the destination. It's who you become along the way, which is the destination. That's the journey. And after 27 years, as I said, I'm continuing the learning process. I'm continuing to grow. I'm continuing to evolve. I'm continuing to double down on what it is I can learn about myself. How I can look back and think about the experiences which I've had. How could I be better in that? How can I be better with myself? How can I be better with my kids? How can I be better with my colleagues, my family, and just with the mission I have here on this planet, as in this 3D world, as a 5D being, because we are energetic beings. We all know that we're energetic beings having a 5D being having a 3D experience, and so I just wanted to say, come here today. I might show you some slides, some things that I'm doing. I probably don't need this microphone. I've got a lot of microphones mic'd up. I've got this mic'd up. I've got this mic'd up. But I can put this aside so maybe you can see me, without that. I'm not really interviewing anyone. I'm interviewing myself. So again, guys, I want to thank you. And, I want to welcome you. I want to thank you for joining us. Well, let me get this stuff working. It'd be good to plug things in. That's why we're going live. It was a last minute thing. I've unplugged lots of stuff. I haven't checked it before I come on live. So I want to thank you guys. I want to welcome you. I want to thank you for joining me today. It's not like that outside. It was a full moon over the last couple of days, and time for us to, reflect on, our shadow stuff. Time of a full moon is what? It's when the sun and the moon are at the opposite, and the sun is shining its light, like the light shining into your darkness. This is a time when you become aware of your projections and the things that you need to let go of, the things that maybe your obstacles are holding back. This is where you can take a deep dive and say, now here's the time that, here's the things that I need to maybe consider don't serve me anymore, and I need to go through a process, let them go, and maybe set some new intentions as we move in the next fortnight within a new moon. It's amazing once you understand the astrology, once you understand the cycles, the importance of how the impact it has on our existence here. And the astrology, astronomy, it's part of the 7 liberal arts, and I haven't talked about that yet for a long time. But if you're wanting to ascend from this physical planet to the dimension that you came from, what's the lesson of ascension? Listen, we go through the 7 liberal arts. You've got the trivium and the quadrium. And the trivium is actually getting you connected to mind in this physical planet. How can you rise up mastering your craft and speaking with wisdom and then having that rhetoric to be able to share what your knowledge is, to be able to make a difference with others. And then you've got the quadrium, which is understanding, astrology, understanding numerology, understanding geometry, understanding music, sound, frequency, the healing power of sound. And these are the esoteric sciences, or whatever it is that you want to call them, in order for you to be able to understand have a better picture of yourself, and a connection of, what you were born to move into when you decided to come on this planet. Am I making any sense, guys? I know I might be waffling or rambling. Like I said, I got no script. I'm just having a chat today. I'm going to be here for about 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 minutes. I don't know however long we go, in order to be able to share and serve and do what it is that we do, to be able to help you start thinking about your thinking. So the whole purpose of us having a conversation here, people say, what it is that you do? What have you been doing for the last 27 years? And what's a coach? And I think the best definition of coaching that I've been able to learn and experience over the years is from Brendan Bouchard. He's one of my mentors. I've done his high performance coaching and do a lot of work with Brendan, and I thank him and his community for being able to help me to elevate and look at what I do from a different perspective. And he said, people say, what is coaching? Here's a definition of coaching. As a coach, we'll sit down and have a conversation. The purpose of the coaching is for us to have a conversation, get into a dialogue. And in that dialogue, we're going to ask you some questions. And the purpose of those questions are for you to discover the decisions that you've been making that have led you to where you are today. And to become aware of the decisions that you need to make in order to bring more of what's important to you in your life. More love and more joy, more happiness, more fulfillment, more success, whatever it is for you. And what comes first? Does money come before success, or success come before money? There's an interesting study, a TED Talk, 75-year TED Talk, in terms of happiness and success. What's more important? What comes first? So many people today, and especially in this world, and you see in this coaching industry, right? They just focus on smashing out 6 figures or getting to 7 figures. And, interesting, you've got a lot of coaches out there, and you question, do they really know how to coach? Do they really know how to help people through some challenging times, or even go through that therapy side to actually help them through those unprocessed life experiences, which we call traumas, and that's what some people call them. They've done a weekend course, they then 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 course. Course, I then 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 still here, right? And so when I read quotes, read books. I'm not going to tell you it's Tony Robbins' quote. I'm going to tell you it's a Brendan Bouchard quote. I'm telling you this method, this process is a combination of Dr. Matt James and everything else. Why wouldn't I share that with you? I want to take the credit and say it's mine. Here's one thing I've learned over 27 years, right? If you want to really get things done, and if your mission is to make a difference on this planet, the quickest way to make a difference on the planet is let other people take the credit. If you need to take the credit, if you need the acknowledgement, then I'm going to challenge you to check in with yourself. Now, again, I'm just having a conversation. I don't know where this conversation is going, guys, but we're talking about the industry. We're talking about there's so many coachpreneurs out there who are teaching. They've learned coaching, well, they've learnt the tools, but they had to put it in practice, actually help people fix problems, not necessarily, because all the only thing they know is, well, I've been taught how to build a six-figure business. The audio is on loop. That's what we're going. So obviously we got a technical challenge with, well, just let me know if the audio is still on loop, because I can't hear the looping over here. So if Patricia, Crystal, if you're listening, just send me a message on Slack so I can know you're watching this live and I know what I need to do, because this is a live thing. Okay, everyone, we're back. All right, excellent. All right, Jesus Christ. Well, let me put on the next slide, because the next slide might give us insight into what's going on. Life by design, not by default. So you're going to be faced with obstacles. You're going to be faced with challenges. I'm doing this live here. And we're already faced with obstacles and we're facing challenges. We're being faced with, you know what's happening? I know why. My original sound is off. There you go. Maybe that's going to work. We're faced with challenges in terms of, you know, the audio problem. There's a glitch. The camera's sort of turning on and off. This is technology. You know, we can either say, oh, you know what? I can either say, you know what? Let's not do it today. I'll come back and do it another time and get it right. But then we miss the opportunity to share what we need to share right now. So is it possible that the obstacles that come up in your way are the signs in order for you to actually lean into what's presented in order for you to evolve as a better quality human being, to increase your frequency, to increase your vibration, in order for you to show up with a different level of thinking, a different level of consciousness, a different level of acceptance, and to add your energy vibration to actually make a difference as opposed to take. The secret to success for me in life, guys, is it's in giving. What comes first, happiness or success? Does money come first or success? Some people strive to make the money and achieve the extrinsic stuff only to actually, you know, maybe miss the opportunities over here. I know, I've been there 27 years. You know, I learned that from my parents. My parents struggled. My parents came from, you know, a war-torn country in Greece to create a better life here, and they met here and they have a family and they want to give as much as they can to their kids, right? And we've learned some wonderful things from them. I learned how to work hard from my dad. I learned how to work hard from my mum. But how can we evolve that and make it better? What about working harder, smarter? And what if we can do it easier today if we're more aligned? See, a lot of the things I realized that as my parents grew and they created the life they did for us, they did it out of as a necessity, as a need. So they were doing a lot of pushing. Life is about push and pull. Either you pull life to you or you push a square peg in a round hole. And my parents were great into creating things, pushing a square peg in the round hole. But at the very end, guys, and your very core, you're still a square peg. And the secret, achievement's never the problem. And I looked at my parents, they achieved stuff. Achievement's never the problem. Alignment is. So when you get to the end of your days and you look back, do you feel aligned and congruent with the person you've become, how you've lived your life, the conversations that you've had, the person that you were at different moments? So when stuff happens, when shit hits the fan in your life, you know, how do you react? Are you reactive? So I've got to get this done. I've got to prove them. I've got to revenge, or I'll show them. Use that energy as a pushing energy. Or do you say, okay, this happened. Who do I want to be in this scenario? Right now I've got a choice. I can be the type of person I want to be. Am I a loving person? Am I a compassionate person? Am I an understanding person? Because that's going to determine what I do and my actions, and that'll determine my results. And I think they're more aligned, those results. You know, we just did a masterclass, guys. And in the masterclass, we talked about how can you live life by design. I think that's what we're talking about. A lot of coaches, therapists and healers in this industry today, they're getting caught up in the shiny light, how to create a six-figure business and forgetting about The reason why we exist in this field, to make a difference, to help other people with their problems. The day of 27 years ago when I started, as a massage therapist, did my energetic work, and did my kinesiology, and then did my hypnosis, and then did my nutrition, and then just kept on studying. It's a wonderful environment that we're in, all the therapists and healers together wanting to make a difference. But then the industry got regulated and got deregulated, right? And now anyone and everyone is a healer and a coach. And I think that's great. What's more important is the fact there's so many people out there. Now's the time for us to challenge each other, to raise the standard, raise the bar, to really make a difference. Because if you're going to send your child to a neurosurgeon, to a heart surgeon, or a soul surgeon, would you send them to someone who just did a qualification last weekend? Would you send them to someone that doesn't have a qualification? People say you don't need a certificate to coach or to be in therapy today. I get it, you can share your story, but send your child to a neurosurgeon who hasn't passed the bar. Oh yeah, but they get results. Really? Would you send them to? A lot of people say, well, they got results, we've done it thousands of other times, I'd send them to them. Okay, forget about the child. It's interesting. Then I tell you, let's say you had a Ferrari, let's say you had a Porsche, let's say you had a $1 million Lamborghini, whatever the car is, just create an external scenario. Would you take it to a non-certified Lamborghini mechanic? Would you take it to a non-certified Ferrari mechanic? No, you wouldn't, would you? So it's interesting. So why are you expecting to take yourself, your brain, your heart, your soul, your child's brain, your child's heart, your child's soul to a non-certified, non-qualified, someone who has the experience? Now, I'm not saying qualifications are the only thing, but it's important in order for you to ensure that you're working with people that you can feel safe and comfortable with, not because they just get the results, because they've gone through the journey, right? And they are working in a way to protect you as well too. Not looking at you just as dollar signs, which so many people do in this coaching industry. And I can say that because I've experienced it. Myself, I've gotten caught up in the shiny light syndrome in terms of, what about this program, that program, so I can build my business. For what purpose? What's the best way to build your business? Build your business by being who you are. How do you stand out from the crowd? Stand out from the crowd from being your authentic self. The rest will look after itself. Because when you're aligned with your mission, when you're aligned with your values, when you've let go of the stuff, you've healed, and you let go of your attachments and projections and all the things outside that cause you charge, you can speak about them like you're speaking about them now without the charge and say, hey, I'm not judging, I'm just reporting, as Robin Sharma says. I love that quote from Robin Sharma. Again, another one of my mentors. And so we challenge each other to change our thinking. We challenge each other to look at things a little bit differently, because old ways won't open new doors. Right? It's new ways that create new possibilities. And for me, guys, I want to share with you some of the things that we've talked about recently. We ran a three-part series, a three-part masterclass, a challenge, a mini course. And help us out. Maybe let us know. Send us in the chat. Like it was the Identity Shifting Secrets Challenge. Is it better us calling us an Identity Shifting Masterclass, a mini course, a Self-Alchemy mini course, a three-part series to help you to be able to shift from who you are now to who you need to be in order to live the life that you're born to live. The ultimate breakthrough, my friends, no matter what type of coach or therapist you are and how you help people. Oh, interesting. I'm in the key. Oh, hey, I got a little halo behind me. The ultimate breakthrough is the identity breakthrough. How do you shift from who you are right now to who you need to be? How do you move into the identity in order for you to attract the relationship, attract the business, attract the health, attract the results which are important to you in your life? No matter what type of coach you are, at the core of the coaching is the identity breakthrough. Just type in yes, yes, yes if you agree, so I can see you listening. Yes, 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 100%. So I know that everything's working. No more looping, and my sounds are okay. And maybe put some, there's an explosion. There you go. That was a bomb. Right, get the fireworks going off. Yeah, my sound effects are all doing okay. So I'm sharing that with you because over the years, I think I've met a lot of people that just hold on to change. I've had a lot of people who've said to me, man, you keep on changing the goalposts, you keep on changing things. And, I took that on one board and I thought, why don't I just choose and stick? like pick and stick, as they say. And it's important to pick and stick, give something a go, but it's also important to be flexible and adaptable, because as a human being, we're the most adaptable creature on this planet. That's what sets us different, or sets us apart from all the other species on the planet, our ability to adapt to the environment and to be shaped by the environment. And I thought about that. I thought that's one of the greatest skills, and we know it's in NLP. It's one of the presuppositions, the law of requisite variety. Right, the person who is most flexible always influences the system, or be able to support the system and create the change. It's the flexible ones that lead to change and making a difference, as opposed to the inflexible ones. So your inability to change, your inability to let go of what you've been holding on to for maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years, saying it's got to be done this way, that's actually causing more harm than actually shifting and changing. Because the more times you shift and change, you're going to shift and change. It's like sailing upwind, right? You can't sail upwind in a straight line, because you've got the oncoming wind coming down this way, like all the other people coming down that way, and you want to use that power, that energy, to propel you forward. So you tack, right? And that pushes you this way, and then you tack back. And so it's a zigzag to your destination. And in that zigzag, you discover the person that you need to become. And so for us, I think back over the years, 27 years in this field, there's been a number of times that we've had a major zigzag, a reiteration of what it is that we do. And what I do and how I serve, starting off as a massage therapist, working out of my brother's chiropractic clinic in Elwood where we lived. Boy, was that a journey. And I can't be more grateful and more blessed to have had one of the greatest mentors, my younger brother, be the one that I look up to as I move down this path. And making a difference. I've learned, and I continue to learn so much from him, and I wouldn't be the person I am today without him in my life. So I started as a massage therapist with him, and then started to do my NLP, my kinesiology, my energy work, and just kept on learning and learning and learning, right? And then, I got a role at Nature Care College in teaching course, being a facilitator. I love doing this stuff. I became a Touch for Health instructor, a kinesiology instructor, and started sharing these wonderful tools of energy, body, mind, all this type of stuff in terms of creating alignment with people, and started working at Nature Care College as a trainer in energetic healing and energy psychology and in kinesiology. Started up my own organization, my own college. And so my business back then was called the Australasian Lifestyle Group, and you went into mind-body dynamics, which one of my students has that name now, Megan, which is fantastic. So that energy continues to grow, right? And then we changed to the Australasian College of Kinesiology and Australasian College of Kinesiology Mastery. I became a registered training organisation with one of my mentors, Dr. Bruce Dew, in delivering, government accredited kinesiology courses to hundreds and hundreds of students Australia-wide, having a business which is turning over 6-7 figures in terms of over the years, helping people in the field of complementary medicine, to then bringing into the training, which I learned back in 97, the NLP, hypnosis and coaching, bringing that into the training and changing our organisation to the Mind Body College, or the MBX Institute, MBX standing Mind Body Excellence, to now with, I suppose, the greatest challenge that I went through over the last 4 years that we all did in this time of upheaval. Was it upheaval? It was a time of greatest opportunity for us to actually become better quality human beings. Through this time, going through the journey of my parents passing away, my relationship with my wife, 25 years, coming to an end, and appreciating it now and being grateful and blessed for that, to be able to be thankful for what we've had and to move forward now in the next part of our life, both of us, to experience a better quality life. Not that wasn't good or wasn't bad, it is what it was, and we're grateful for it, and now it allows us to be even better. And so being able to reframe those things and look at that and say, hey, now getting much more clarity, doing work with my Kuma, hi, Dr. Matt James. I'll tell you, last year it's been life-changing for you. But people turn up at the right time in your life. I started learning in this field with his dad 27 years ago, and somehow went full circle. I connected with Kuma Matt and started learning with him and got involved with the energetic work of the Hawaiian Huna work, the Hawaiian energetic healing spiritual teachings, and bringing that into the work that we're doing. And I realise that with everything that we do, we all know we've got a conscious mind and unconscious mind, right? And all the work that we do, whether it's NLP, hypnosis, kinesiology, energetic work, it's about bringing the unconscious to conscious. It's integrating the two minds to connect with the divine mind, the higher self. And so I thought, well, really, how do we evolve the MBX Institute? So here, some of you know this already, I want to share this on my personal profile and also in my other pages, that we're evolving the MBX Institute into the Conscious Mastery Academy. Because that's what it's about. Because as Carl Jung said, guys, it's until you make the unconscious conscious, it'll direct your life and you'll call it fate. So the Conscious Master Academy for me has so much more alignment with the work that we do. Because it's not just about providing this training and these courses for people to become certified as coaches, conscious empowerment coaches. Yes, you can do that if that's where you want to go, or if you discover that you have a calling. You know what it's about? It's happy helping people to reclaim control over their life. Thank you for listening. I know you've got to look after kid stuff, but come back and watch the replay. It's about helping us reclaim our life, reclaim the control we have of life, reclaim our connection with our Creator, and knowing that right now our life is the way it is because that's how we chose it to be in order for us to evolve and to understand us so we can evolve even more. Life isn't happening to us, my friend. It's not even happening for us. I agree it's happening for us. That's a Tony Robbins-ism, right? And everyone says, life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. I agree. But how can we even evolve that further? Yes, life is happening for us, but it's happening because of us. We take responsibility for it. And when we do, we know it happens through us and it's happening as us. So life is not happening to me. Life is happening as me. And for me, that was the biggest lesson over the year that I got when I look back at everything that I went through, knowing that life is happening to me. I thought it was happening to me. I was pointing the finger, but ultimately it was happening as me. And until I went through the journey of healing, even being in this field for 27, 30 years and doing all the work, it's not until I actually walked the talk, right? Not just be a spiritual talker, not just be a personal development talker, not just be a coach talker, not just be a health talker, not just be a relationship talker, but actually be a walker, do the work and face your shadow. Face the full moon periods of your life when your light is projecting on your darkness. You can see in the dark at the most receptive at that moment for you to become aware of your projections. Yes, we talk the talk, Patricia. Having done the work, I realized that life was me. Everything was happening to me is because of me. It was me. Life is not just interpretation, the way I interpret from my 126 bits in my mind. We learn that in NLP training. But life is a projection. We see life through the rose-coloured glasses of this volcano transformation energy, right? So Conscious Mastery Academy, I'm excited to share that with you. Because as we move forward into the new financial year, you'll find that the MBX Institute will still be around. It's still around. It's the Mind Body Excellence Institute. A lot of the certifications still apply. It's the same certification, but the twist is going to be it's an evolved learning and an evolved sharing. And really when I think about the #1 program that has the ability to actually help you reframe your thinking, to elevate your thinking so you can actually start moving your life forward, get into the vibration and frequency for you to become the person to start pulling life to you, becoming the person you need to be in order for you to be the magnet and living an aligned life. The #1 personal evolution program, the personal breakthrough program, the identity breakthrough program is our NLP training program, the Accelerated Mind Success program. I'll talk to you about that later on. So unless we make the conscious unconscious, unless we make the unconscious, conscious, it'll direct you, and we call it fate. So no longer live life by default, it's time to live life by design. We mentioned in our masterclass, guys, at any one time we're presented with 2 choices. We're either evolve or repeat. So it's your choice whether you want to repeat the situations, the patterns of the past, or you evolve the patterns of the past. And evolve the patterns of the past by evolving your thinking. You know, it's not just mindset though. People say, I've done work on my mindset. Yeah, well, do you only eat once is the question. How many books, do you stop at reading the first book? Do you stop at reading, going to the first program, the first course, the first teacher? It's a constant and never-ending evolution of learning. Because if you stop and you want to be in this business, you're going to attract people who probably want to stop too, not work with you, because that's the energy that you're putting out. So the #1 thing that sabotages us, guys, is ourselves. We know that. It's our attachment to who we currently are that sabotages us. The whole personal development interest had it backwards in terms of the coaching. As we said, the #1 breakthrough is the identity breakthrough. How do you become an aligned entrepreneur, an aligned modern day coach, an aligned individual, an aligned mum, an aligned dad? right? It's the identity breakthrough. It's this thumbprint that we have, your thumbprint. If you're able to say, you know, all we know of the thumbprint is what I know of the thumbprint, how I read it now. But what if you can read it differently? What if within your thumbprint there is more messages that you weren't aware of the person that you're born to move into and become, and the shadows and the reasons why you're going through all the obstacles they're there in order to help you evolve. If you were able to learn that, and maybe astrology can help you there, maybe tarot can help you there, not as a fortune-telling tool, but for you to discover parts of yourself that you weren't aware of and offer you become a better quality being. Would that be useful? I think it would be. Right? Because the old paradigm, you know, these are all the different areas in your life. In the old paradigm is we coach this way. What is that you want in life? Here's what you need to do. These are the habits. Right? So we focus on the actions and results and actions in order for you to then work with your emotions, change your stories, and then ultimately change your identity. Your identity doesn't change because of what you do. It can happen that way. That's an outside-in approach. But it's a longer approach. It's a much more resistant approach because you're pushing a square peg in a round hole. You can shave the corners off at once and you become a round peg and you got there, but if you're not aligned, you're only going to lose what you've created. How many people do you know have hustled, have got to where they want to go, only to lose that stuff? Only to realize, you know what, that's not really what I wanted. It's not what I thought it was going to be. So the modern day coaching is really the new paradigm, which is coaching from all the way down. So if you want these results, I get that. Let's stop there. You want to be a seven-figure earner. You want to attract the ideal relationship. You want to have the ideal healthy body. That's the result you want. Well, tell me, what's the identity you need to take on board in order for you to create that? And to do this work, there's no point just changing the identity. It's like, you know, you got to demolish the old house and create a whole new house on new foundations. You don't want to build a new house on sand. Some people just change their identity but don't do the healing. They don't let go of the old attachments. They don't let go of their old version 2.0. They try to upgrade their program on top of 2.0 as opposed to wiping the slate clean and the disk image drive so there's no opportunity for it to come back, any viruses, and then put in a whole new program. We talked about evolving our thinking and our consciousness, the constant never-ending evolution model. And so, you know, this is a detailed training, guys, but we went through this. You know, this model comes from Dr. Claire Graves. It's something we talk about in detail in some of our advanced training. It's to understand where you might be with your thinking right now. All right, and what are the challenges and the journey that we need to go through in order for us to evolve and expand our consciousness to become an integrated self and an authentic self. A lot of people up here, they think they're energetic, they're vibrational, they're spiritual people, they're integrated, they're living an authentic life, but boy, do they have a charge with people down here. They have a charge when people are being a bossy boots or just focusing on themselves, or they've got a charge with following the rules and all this type of stuff, and they create anti-movements. Well, you can't be up here if you've got rejections of these. At your core, you're still here, you haven't healed. You haven't healed the victimization down here, you haven't healed the, oh, my green screen's playing up. You haven't healed that shame here, right? Or the trust, shame here, the trust, loyalty, disloyalty, trust, you know, competition, you know, not being good enough, control. These are the issues that you need to deal with in order for you to evolve. Now, we talked about people say life is happening to me. When life is happening to me, you're down here, you're at victim mentality. That's the purple people. These people create tribes. You see it on Facebook, say, hey, come and be part of my tribe. That's values level 2 talk. They want to position themselves as the guru, right? Now, I don't know whether that's right or wrong. This is based on this model. If you can connect with it, you can connect with it. If you don't, you don't. But that's happening to me. Now, people say, okay, to hell with that, fuck it, I'm not going to have this happen to me. Life's going to happen by me. I'm in charge. The by me is this person. Like, I'm in charge. I don't care what happens over there. I'm going to do it to make myself feel good. And some people think it's self-love, but it's self-love and a self-righteous indignation horse. They jump on their horse and they disregard everyone else just because they think they're putting themselves first. I agree with self-love up here, but not from the point of disconnecting from other people. So this is happening to me, this is happening by me. Here, it's happening for me. You accept the fact that life's happening for you. So it's interesting. I want you to think about, in the words, if it's happening for you, are you controlling your life? Or some other power creating it for you? Now, if you say it's happening because of me, great, then evolve it. Because most people think, oh, it's the creator that's creating my life. But you are the creator. It's God that's creating my life. You are God, right? So how can you evolve? Life is happening for me. It's happening because of me. Start taking responsibility. Start being at cause in your life as opposed to at effect. And when you do that and you become a change maker, it's how you want to disrupt things to make things better, not at the expense of other people. Here, it's at the expense of other people. Then you realize that life is happening through you. You connect to an energetic, vibrational way of living. Am I making sense, guys? Just say yes, 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 yes if you're listening to me, so I can see that making sense. And well, if you're getting something out of it, you're getting something out of it. And ultimately, if it's happening through me, then it's happening as me here, the integrated self. It's flowing through me as me. So life is happening to me, by me, for me, because of me, through me, as me. So how do you go from pointing the finger, being a victim, life's happening to me, to understanding that life is happening as me? That's the journey I want you to take, guys. That's the journey that's going to help you evolve. You know, if you're in the industry, to become a modern day entrepreneur, a modern day aligned entrepreneur, a coach, a therapist, a healer, a mum, whatever it is that you choose to do, however you serve, whatever is your industry and your profession, right? And really it comes down to what we talk about. How do you live an aligned life? That you've got the intrinsic empires and the empires and the extrinsic empires. A lot of people focus on the outside stuff as opposed to the inside stuff. People say it's all about mindset, right? Oh, I'll come back to another slide. I might have to put another slide up there, right? So you know what are those things. We introduced you to neurosomatic dynamics, which is the 5-element flow, combining the conscious mind, the unconscious mind, positive psychology, NLP, hypnosis, with Chinese medicine and emotional clearing. It is something that I've been working together the last 25 years, myself, my brother, my mentors, and this is a result of putting all this work together in a unique way in order for you to be able to awareness. Here's the thing, in NLP we say this. We learn about communication, and we say, 7% communication is the words, right? 38% communication is how we say a word. So it's not necessarily what you say, it's how you say it, which has more impact. But that's 45% of communication, those two together. 55% of communication is your physiology. But we don't learn how to read the body. What if you learn how to communicate with the body? What if you're able to read the body's talking to you, and you can understand the signs and symptoms the body's giving you? Then you're building a 55% communication with the body to understand how you shift through to the next stage. That's important, my friend. We don't learn that in most of these programs, but we've integrated this in the work that we do. But let me show you where we talk about these 5 empires, putting it all together, because it's important. Where's my slide here? Oh, that's not it. We have it somewhere. See, this great thing about doing stuff live, right? Here we go, the alignment map. When we talk about the alignment map, we've got the 5 intrinsic empires. People say the first thing is mindset. It's all about mindset. I get it. It's not just mindset. You can have the mindset of an Elon Musk, of a Steve Jobs, but if you don't have the heart set, if you haven't cleared the emotion, if you've got the disappointments, the angers and the sorrows, I don't care what type of thinking you have, this grief, regret, these emotions are going to stop you from moving forward. And they affect what it is that you do. So you let go of the emotions and you start developing a different skill set, different habits. And this is living life consciously. Get your mindset right, get your heart set right, get your skill set, your personal evolution should be at the forefront of any other evolution of you. It's your personal evolution before your business evolution. It's your personal evolution before your relationship evolution. It's your personal evolution before your health evolution, right? Once you've got your personal evolution, then it's your professional evolution. It's mastering your craft, becoming BIW, best in the world at what you choose to do, my friends. So you want to evolve that skill set. And once you do that, I want to tell you that, hey, you can't serve and make a difference unless you look after the temple that you're in. We need to look after it. If we're not showing reverence for our body, then we're not really showing reverence for life. So your health set is an important one because it gives you the energy and vitality for you to be able to share your message. And then ultimately soul set, that quiet time when you walk barefoot on the beach. I can show you the beach over here, but of course it's just over there. There's a reflection on my veranda back there, but this is here at Cronulla. And so soul set, meditation work. How do you slip into transit hyperfrontality to where your genius is connected? Your hibernation time, when you go away and hibernate and go into your creative part to come back up with a different level of thinking. These are things we need to work on first, guys. And our program does that. It's not just mindset. This is the whole identity breakthrough, right? Because once you do that, that's when you experience the stuff on the outside of you. Outside of you is a reflection of the inside of you. That's when you have a different sense of freedom because you've let go of stuff and you realize that you're now starting to make impact with who you are because you become aligned. And the more impact, the more money you make. Money's related to your skill set, but it has to be related to the impact and the freedom. It only comes if you're fixed, when I say fixed, dealt with all the 5 empires. And then you have a different level of vibrancy and vitality, right? And that's how you live a congruent life. So alignments, achievement's never the problem, guys. Congruency is, alignment is. And more importantly, conscious alignment. Because right now, you are living an aligned life. You're living an aligned life with what's in your unconscious mind and all the baggage that you haven't processed. And all the black bags, as we say in Huna and Hawaii, the processes of looking into the unconscious mind to clear that stuff. So that's what we've talked about in our masterclass, and this is what we do, right? And I know that, when people come to our training, life will never, ever, ever, ever be the same. And it's really why we do these podcasts, why we come to you live in our Facebook group, why we do what we do, and why we've now evolved the MBX Institute to the Conscious Mastery Academy is to help the unconscious become conscious for you, so you can start taking control of your life again, right? And what's the one program that's going to do that? What's the one program that's going to do that? Well, we got it coming up, and this is the program, guys. It's the Ultimate Personal Evolution Breakthrough Program. It's the Identity Breakthrough. It's starting this Wednesday. Sure, it's the NLP training. People say I've done the NLP training. Well, really? How's your life going? Because if you've only done it and you haven't applied it, then you're just a talker. You're not a walker. Tony Robbins did the first program that he did with Jim Rohn 74 times. People say, I want to be Tony Robbins. What if you want to be Tony Robbins? This is the course that Tony Robbins did to change his life. And he did the first program that he ever went to 74 times with Jim Rohn. That's the legend. That's what they say. So how many times are you prepared to actually sit into a course and to learn? It's interesting because this is a $4,000 program, right? And that's what we've had people invest with us over the years. And the funny thing is that people invest get more value when we want to make a difference and give it away to people. Because we want to make a difference and give them a scholarship, come along because you've got an opportunity to reframe your thinking, let go of some hurts, change your heart set, right? Develop some new skill sets and start getting the vitality back and be more congruent and start creating what you want on the extrinsically in your life because you've done the work on the inner work. A lot of people don't put in. People don't put in what the program is worth. So anyway, if you're considering this and you're wanting to do this, I want you to prove me wrong. Because we're here to make a difference. We've been doing this for 27 years. We've had people in our Zoom room. When we hit the Zoomiverse, this was April 2000, right? So this pandemic thing sort of struck. March 2000, I just came back from overseas. Thought, oh my God, we come to face-to-face event. What are we going to do? April 2000, we came live. We did 5 lives. We said we're going to be bringing what we do online in such a way, as you know, this is what we do. Oh, where's my cameras? Well, this is what we do here. Oh, something wrong with my cameras. Oh, my camera's down now. But anyway, you can see this. This is what we do here. That camera's not working for some reason anyway, right? So we wanted to make sure you have an experience in order for you to evolve what it is that you're thinking. So in April, this is just 1 month into this pandemic thing. In April, we had 40 people in our training. And in end of June, July, we had over 100 in our training. So many people have often saying they were the first people to run a Zoom thing. They were the first people to have 100 people in a Zoom. That's cool. That's okay. If you want to change things, if you want to get things done, let other people have the credit. The reality is, back in April 2000, we were probably one of the first people to do Zoom. You know how many people I had to actually call me to find out my setup? And actually I've come here and I've helped them with their setup and they've set up their Zoom things. And whether they give credit or not, that's okay. Because we've helped create that impact. It's up to them. Like Tony Robbins says, if someone's trying to scam you, that's on them. You just want to give and give and give and give. And that's what we do, right? And people say we've had, we're the first people to have over 100 people in the room. Well, that was, some of you were there. June, July 2000. And that's what we're continuing to do. So we're talking about the last 3 years, we've had thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of Zoom training. And we want to position ourselves, and we know we're one of the world's leading, I'm not saying the number one, we're leading. There's a lot of great leading organisations out there. Let's do this together. But we're a leading provider as a virtual training institute in empowerment, training and coaching, combining NLP, hypnosis, kinesiology, energy work, quantum physics. It's not something I just learnt last night. It's something I've been doing for 27 years, right? And I've had thousands and thousands of people I've been blessed in order for me to grow and do that. So guys, if you're keen and you're interested, just DM me below. Because here's what I'm going to do. You know, you're going to get these certifications if you come along and do it. And as I said, there's heaps of value in the training. But, you know, I want to see whether this online stuff works. I want to see whether, if you really wanted to make a difference, if someone gave you something, if the universe said, hey, here's an opportunity that was given to you, do you take it or do you knock it back? Because if you knock back the stuff that the universe gives you, then you're knocking back the opportunity in your life. Maybe that's a lesson you need to learn, because I knock back a lot of opportunities. I knock back opportunities for collaboration, knock back opportunities to actually work with other people, because I was on my own high horse back, you know, 10, 15 years ago. But the moment you think you've arrived is the moment you're going to start crashing. So I want to give you this opportunity. If you want to be part of this program, you don't need to invest $4,000. DM me below, and for 5 people, you can come along this Wednesday. You don't have to make time. You can come along this Wednesday, Zoom, wherever you are, or in the world. And you're going to be part of this training. And if you play 100%, you'll get certified, and you'll have your breakthrough, and your life will never be the same. And that'll be my privilege to be able to support you on that journey. And if you play 100%, you help me anchor the belief that yes, people still play 100% and honour what the universe gives them, as opposed to making excuses. Oh, you know, if they invested, they probably would put time. If they don't invest, well, they don't give it any time, which means that's the value you give yourself. Now, if you've had this on your radar, that's great. If you haven't got on this radar, but it's piqued your interest, awesome. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But what I will ask is this. It may be for someone that you know. The conversation that you have, letting people know about this, could be something that changes their life. So guys, I wanted to thank you for hopping along today, because as we said, old ways won't open new doors. And in order for you to become aligned and create the frequency and vibration to attract the very life that you want in your life, then you need to become that person. New ways create new possibilities. You're only one decision away from a totally different life. I want to say thank you to everyone that supported me here on my personal profile, friends, family, people that have known me for many, many years and come out of the woodwork every now and then, say hi, or maybe send me a love heart or a like, and it means a lot to me, because it's us sharing what it is that we do. They know the journey that we've been on. Some people don't know me, and you want to reach out, please reach out. I want to be able to get to know you. Hey, I'll be the first to say, yep, I'm like everyone else. We're attempting to do our best. Have we stuffed up in the past? Could we have done better? Yeah. And if you're one of the people in the past that you may have thought that we stuffed up with, hey, I apologize I'm sorry. Thank you for the opportunity for helping you become a better person. Forgive me, I love you. We're here for us to learn and grow and evolve. And if we've had interaction, we come together for a positive or not so positive. All of that is positive, because it is a learning. But on the same token, here's what I believe. People are entitled to a second chance. People deserve a third chance. People deserve a fourth chance. Never give up on the human spirit. Never give up on the human being, the energy, the spirit that you have inside in you. Because we've come on this planet to make a difference. We've come on this planet to share who we are and create a path for people to follow. And if that's you, then you are a torchbearer. If that's you and you're listening right now, you're in the right spot. If you're listening and say, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, hey, more love to you. I'm okay with that. I don't believe there's any haters out there. I don't believe there's any detractors out there. People are entitled to their opinion. I'm not going to bring any energy or not. I'm going to respect that, because I had my opinion. I'm okay with who I am. And I want to help you become okay with who you are, so you can move forward in your life. Guys, thank you so much. I want to thank you for being here. There's a love heart and a thank you. Thank you. I would have been here like 45 minutes on the right. So this is my own interviewing myself. Here's my microphone again, guys. I really thank you for spending time with me. Our MBX interview series with Bablis, Life by Design, or life by default? Choose. Have a great night, everyone. See ya.